everyone, welcome back to my channel, Manal Talks Books. I'm Manal, and let's talk books. Today I'm going to review A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. This is the baby, A Court of Silver Flames. It's gorgeous. So this is not going to be I'm just going to put it down. This is not going to be a cohesive review. This is going to be me rambling on about one of my favorite series. I'm just going to gush. It's going to be all over the place. None of my friends read this series, so I can't really talk to anyone about it. So if you guys want to discuss and you're like in the same situation as me where no one you know reads them, leave a comment. I'll be glad to discuss with you. I really love Sarah J. Maas. I love her writing. The world building is good enough. It's not as amazing as it can be, but her strength are characters and the relationships between them. If you enjoy character-driven stories, you'll love her books. Now, let's get into the spoilers. Okay, spoiler warning for everything. Now, I have not reread the first 3 books before jumping into A Court of Silver Flames, so I don't remember all the details, but there will be lots of spoilers for the other books and for this one. If you want to read these books, go away. Go away, go away. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Okay, good. I, while reading, took a bunch of notes. It's just basically everything I felt and the comments I had that just popped into my head while reading. As you can see, I have lots of notes on this book. So we got a lot to discuss. First of all, I just want to talk about the Valkyries, okay? As soon as they were mentioned, I was like, this is going to be a thing. It's going to happen. Nesta's going to lead the Valkyries. She's going to form her own Valkyrie group. And honestly, if you know anything about Norse mythology, you know that Valkyries are from Norse mythology. And those women kind of reminded me of the Amazonians from DC. They're just so badass and they fascinate me. So the fact that we're going to get a group of badass female fighters, especially competing against the Illyrian assholes, it's great. It's great. I cannot wait, and I can't wait for their group to grow. I cannot wait for the evolution of the Valkyries. It just got me really excited. And I'm glad that Nesta has her thing. And there's also this whole thing in this book where the females are often defenseless, and so they need to learn to protect themselves and to protect one another. Oh, so many feminist vibes in this book. I'm here for it. My other plot note was this is porn. So this book is so smutty. I read a lot of romance. I've read some smutty scenes. A lot of smutty scenes. But when I was reading the scenes in this book, I was like, oh my god. I still enjoyed them, but there were a lot. And I like smutty scenes in books, but at a certain point, I'm stop. Give me more plot. There's a limit. There's a quantity of smut that I want in my book. And I just felt like this book pushed that limit. We learned that Brielyn really wants revenge because of what Nesta took from the cauldron and what the cauldron did after to her. And she's working with Koshi, and they're trying to find the Trove, to find the cauldron. He wants to free himself, but she wants to become young and beautiful again. So these 2 beings are working together, and we know that Koshi is a Death Lord, and I'm pretty sure that he's gonna be our big bad, and I'm not ready. But in this book, Brielyn gets killed. So Nesta just bam, unmakes her, and I'm that's it? That was kind of easy. Brielyn didn't really do that much. She controlled a bunch of people with the whatever crown thing, But like, she's gone, and I'm pretty sure forever, so now we only have to deal with Koshi, but it was really like quick and easy. I mean, okay, not easy, but like Nesta just poof makes her disappear. Let's talk about the Trove. So we have this harp, and the harp can open portals. So it's like confirmed that there are different worlds, and the harp can access these worlds. So can we do like a crossover with a throne of glass? I'd be down. What if we have like a big multiverse plotline joining all the worlds in the Sarah J. Maas series, you know? Anyway, let's just be like daydreaming. That would be fun. I love those crossovers. They often happen in superhero movies or TV shows, but like, it'd be so great to happen in like a book series. Anyway, so that harp is obviously very important, and I hope Sarah uses it to like travel between worlds someday. Like maybe not right now, but like in another series maybe. Okay. Then we have the crown, which can be used to manipulate people. Then we have the mask, and the mask can control the dead. Okay, so those objects are clearly very powerful, and they need to like stay away from the bad guys, and I'm pretty sure that if Koshi gets his hand on them, he's gonna use them to free himself, and he cannot do that. Then we have the Feyre being pregnant plotline. I like pregnancy in books. I don't mind them. I enjoy them. But with Feyre and Rhys, I'm like, okay, your story's done. Go away. Rhys really pissed me off in the beginning of this book. Like throughout this book until the end. I was really pissed at Rhys because of the way he treated Nesta. We'll talk about Nesta, but the way everyone treats Nesta, I'm just like, Rhys, go away. Like, everyone just go away. Leave me with Nesta and Cassian and their story, and like the rest of you just bye. Feyre's pregnant, and her baby has wings, and that is a problem because she can't give birth. She's probably gonna die, and we're all like, what the fuck? They kept the fact that her pregnancy was gonna kill her from her, and no, I absolutely hate when characters in a book hide things from someone else to protect them. No. Protecting her would have been telling her. That would have been the right thing to do because she's the one going through that. She deserves to fucking know. Like, so what? She's just gonna discover this when she's giving birth? That's gonna be a bigger trauma. Give her time to adjust and to like search with you for a solution. Like, I don't understand how everyone knew but the woman that it was happening to. I was so mad. And when Nesta finally told her, I know that Nesta regretted it, but I don't understand why. Like, I understand. Nesta could have, told her gently. She told her in anger. But still, Feyre deserved to know, and Nesta had the balls to tell her. Like, I hate how everyone just kept talking behind Feyre's back, basically. The way they did to Nesta, that was another thing that really bothered me. Like, everyone just kept talking about Nesta when she wasn't present. And like, I get it. Everyone does that. You have a friend that's struggling and like you and your other friends talk about the situation. I get that they wanted to help her. But it's like, shut the fuck up. You don't know her. Like, even Varian was there when they like discussed her at the dinner table. I'm like, he doesn't even know her. Like, what the fuck? Stop talking about Nesta. I was on Nesta's side in this book, like very much on her side. But in the first 3 books, I thought Nesta was a bitch, and I couldn't understand why she did the things that she did. But I was sure that I was gonna like Nesta and grow to love her when I learned more about her, and I wasn't disappointed. Like, I understand Nesta. I know where she's coming from. She's resentful and she's petty and she's angry, and her resentment for Feyre, I didn't understand it for a long time, but it's because Feyre wanted to make things better and like wanted to feed them and take care of them, but Nesta wanted to punish her father by letting them all starve, and she was driven by anger her whole life. So I understand Nesta, and I just thought that it was unfair that they didn't give her the benefit of the doubt. And Amren and Rhys especially really pissed me off anytime they talked about Nesta. Every time they talked to her or about her, they treated her as if she was evil. Like, they talk about her as if she was a monster. And Nesta can be a bitch, but she's not evil. So I couldn't understand, especially Amren, who was her friend for a while. I'm like, how can't you see that Nesta is not a bad person? She's just a lost person. She's hurt. She's angry. She has PTSD. She doesn't need you to like make her feel more bad. I was really mad at Amren. Like, the way she acted, she was really, really, really mean. And like, when Nesta apologized to Amren, I'm like, excuse me? Like, Amren straight up was being like rude to you throughout this book. And I get it. Nesta has been a bitch to her as well. Like, I understand Nesta is not a gentle person. She's not a kind, sweet, innocent person that didn't do anything wrong. Like, I get that. But Amren wasn't either. She was mean. She was rude. She was pissed at her. She said things about her. If Nesta is going to apologize, then Amren needs to apologize as well. Because it should go both ways, okay? Like, I'm sorry. She knelt. Like, excuse me? She was kneeling on the ground, like, begging for forgiveness. And maybe I'm just petty. I mean, I know I'm petty, but like, no. Amren needs to apologize as well. I'm sorry. And then Rhys. Rhys kind of got on Nesta's side after she saved his wife and baby. But he was also mean. And I'm like, Nesta, again, is not a bad person. Thank God there was Cassian on her side and she had her friends, like her chosen sisters. Oh, I'm so happy that they were there with Nesta. I'm so happy that Nesta has her own friends, her own group, her own family. Thank God Nesta at least had support at the house, from the house as well, which the house, I was crying because of the house when she gave her a gift. I was like, I'm crying because of a house. That house is a great character. Nesta had a support group, which was great, but the circle were assholes to Nesta. I feel like they needed to apologize as well. Like, I'm sorry. Going back to Nesta not being evil, she never craved power. Never, ever, not even once did I think that, oh my god, maybe Nesta's gonna like become bad and like take the Trove and like rule the world and kill everyone. Never. Because that's just not, she was too traumatized and just trying to survive and hating herself that thinking about power was not even in her mind. Talk about Aries. I have never thought that Aries was a bad guy. Like, he's not a good guy, but he's not a bad guy. He's not like his father. He's not evil. Everyone was so mad at Aries, and I'm like, you don't even know what happened? Like, They just assume that they know what happened, but they actually have no fucking clue. And I'm like, how can you judge someone that much and have such hate for a person without knowing what they actually fucking did? And I know that what he did to Moore is not what we think he did. Like, I haven't reread the other books, but from what I remember, he, like, left her after she was, like, beaten and everything because she slept with Cass. He, like, left her on the border of the night court, whatever. But why is that a bad thing? Like, he knows that people were gonna take care of her from there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he could have just left her in the autumn court, but that's not what he did. And I'm like, hello? Again, giving the benefit of the doubt to people.